Okay, so I think the biggest question of the Iran war is why the fuck are we there? And I want any conservative, any Trump supporter to give me a clear and concise fucking answer because the president himself cannot do that. So if he can't, who the fuck can? Trump's ever changing rationale for war on Iran, how the story has shifted, is a great article to start with, and I'll jump in to show other items where I feel like he's been flip floppy on everything he's talked about with the Iran war. So when the United States launched Operation Epic Fury last Saturday, the Trump administration had a major communications question to figure out how to explain to the American public, Congress, and the world why it had just started war with Iran. During wartime, talking points of propaganda reflexively fly in every direction. Yada, yada, yada. So, when we came into the Iran war, Trump said that there was this Operation Epic Fury. It was a defensive response and Iranians' aggression towards the U.S. And then we're campaigning for Iranian liberation. You'll hear this point a lot that we're fighting for the regime changes or that we're trying to uh, stop this crazy Iranian leadership. The Iranian people support this, and some do. Even in my own town, I'm in Tucson, Arizona, furthest place you can get from Iran, and there was a pro-Iranian Trump rally of sorts. So there is that sentiment that the Iran government sucks. But is that why we're really there? Because at the same time, we had people that we were going to place in to their new regime, and they're dead. And then Trump was on this call with on Air Force One, where he said that there will not be anybody left to say we surrender. So how is there ever going to be any sort of regime change if you just fucking killed everybody and if everybody's fucking dying? In that same day, Trump said that he was framing this as a weird, we're just gonna be there for like 2 seconds and then like he did this with Venezuela, so I think he thought that this would be a lot quicker, but he says I can go long and take over the whole thing or end it in 2 days, which again goes to like so like what are we doing? Like is it a regime change? And then also he says the nuclear program, which seems like if you were following years ago, that's what was the big issue was that they were creating nuclear missiles that he felt were a threat to the U.S. We bombed Iran just like a few months ago, or at the very least, he talked about it in his State of the Union address, where he said that we obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. So why the fuck are we still there? Like, were you lying here or are you lying now? Like, that's the shitty thing with this guy is that we are going back and forth on when he's lying and when he's not lying. So I don't know if it's the regime change, if it's the nuclear programs, because again, all of those seem very like he doesn't give a shit about the Iranian people, given everyone's just dying, or the people that are backing up the regime change are not there. And then for the nuclear program, is it done, or did you lie, or is it not done, and you're still lying? Like, what are we doing here? So then he was also at the UN, and he said that he tried to make negotiations of a peaceful resolution through diplomatic abilities, which again, great, I stand for that. If it was fucking true, he then he let's not forget that he cut up the nuclear deal that was in place once Obama left. And you could say the deal sucked, but then to say like if you are making a deal with the US, fuck it. The next guy can just rip it up. Even if you didn't like the deal, even if there was issues with the deal, at least you don't go in there and say this deal sucks, goodbye. You talk with them. You have negotiations. Now we're at the point where negotiations are far from the table, where Iran is saying that they are going to embrace a ground invasion and they're ready for it. So that's negotiations are definitely off the fucking table. I just don't know what are we doing here. And there's so much contradictions and lies that have been told from this administration. It's hard to understand what's right and what's wrong. Even from Hegseth himself, he was saying that we're destroying the Iranian missiles. Okay, we destroyed the Iranian missile productions. This is not a regime change. But then Trump is saying that he wants to put in people, but the people died, and then he's saying that he can just end it tomorrow and really like fuck the Iranian people. Like, where are we? What are we doing here? They had bombs, but then they didn't, and like he Hickseth is just I feel like he's going back and forth too, because just from these three quotes where he's saying this is not a regime change. And it's not even just him, but even other officials are saying, like, this is not a war, but it is a war, but it's kind of a war, then it's not a war. Like, you have high level positions of people saying these contradictory things. I just don't know what to believe anymore. So that's my issue with this, is I don't believe we have a true understanding what's going on, because Trump is just dumb. He's just not a smart guy, and his people have to work backwards to figure out where we are. Like, just look at this messaging here. The mission of Operation Epic Fury is laser focused: destroy Iranian official missiles, destroy Iranian missile production, destroy their navy, yada yada. This is not a regime war, okay? So you contradicted Trump there, where he was talking about replacing people, but fine, okay? Iran had a conventional gun to their head, and they try to light their way through the nuclear bomb, okay? But then Trump said we destroyed the bomb, so they do have a bomb. Hegseth also said the campaign was nothing like Afghan or Iraq. It's not endless. This is the opposite. Yet the date keeps changing. We had people say that this is going to be, I mean, we just Trump in that earlier quote said it was going to be, it can be 2 days, it could be 2 weeks. We were being told by different officials, high level government officials who work within the War Department, saying that it's going to be 2 months, it's going to be, could be 6 months. Like, they're giving these estimations, not to say that that's a lie per se, because you could have different ever changing facts about this, but it's just giving Iraq and Afghanistan all over again, where this little tiny event turns into 20 some years, right? So that's where I don't feel any sort of confidence with this administration. And then I feel too that the administration currently is trying to figure out what the fuck this guy's going to do next. And then now you have Netanyahu saying he's going to have a surprise for Iran. Is it nukes? Are we going to nuke them? If we get to nukes, you know we're fucked, guys, right? Like, you know there's no turning back from nukes. We're fucked. Then you have our NATO allies saying that they're going to start making their own nukes. You have, I think it was Switzerland or Poland, one of the Scandinavian countries, it may have been as well, where they said that they're going to start production of their own nukes. We have Spain saying that they're not in support of us, even though we're saying that they are supporting us in these military missions. And then you have France saying, like, dude, this guy sucks. We're not helping this out. Like, we look weak, we look shitty, we look inconsistent. We're making messaging that we say one country's with us when they're not. Like, that doesn't look great on top of already the messy messages here. So please, for the love of God, somebody tell me, why the fuck are we there? Please, just it literally just give me one point that I fucked up on.